C of O title. So can you all hear me? So if you can hear me, let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Say
Yes,
I
sir.
can
We
hear you, sir.
can
I
hear
can hear
you,
you, sir.
sir. We
All
can
right,
hear
all
you.
right. So now the 678 hectares of land covered with C of O is now divided into two parts. You have MPC and MPR. What is MPC? Mainland Park City, and we also have MPR is Mainland Park Regal. So now I'm going to explain that. What is Mainland Park City? Where do we have that? Within the 678 hectares of land. The Mainland Park City is at the back. It was actually designed for people to buy land only and build themselves. Please, I want you to understand all those things. Very, very important. Please, if it's required of you to get a pen to pull down some things, is very, very important at this point. So, Mainland Park City is at the back, and it was designed for people to only buy land and build themselves. So, for some of us that went there, you realize that when you enter into the estate, the Pentagon Estate, that Mainland Park Estate, you realize that when you enter, you will see after leaving the place where we have almost similar houses with similar designs, you will get to a point whereby you see another gate at the back. That gate terminates into MPC. There's another gate at the middle. That is where Mainland Park Regal stops. And when you go through that gate into another space, that's where we have Mainland Park City. And that Mainland Park City, it was designed for people to only buy land. If you check the houses built there, you realize that most houses there, they are not similar. You must have seen that. For some of us that went there, they were not similar. So which means that people only bought land there and they built their own designs. So that's about mainland passage. So that means that what we are trying to say in a nutshell is that mainland passage is just only for purchase, land purchase. We are not selling houses there. But the regal, mainland park regal that begins from the main gate, the gate that is from the outside, the main gate, that's where mainland park regal begins. And if you are very conversant with things there, when we went there to launch, and for those that were not there, you will realize that when you enter into the main gate into mainland park regal, which is at the front, there are expanse of land there undeveloped. And the purpose of leaving those expanse of land not developed is because of futurism, because of what we want to do now. So that means that the guy himself, the owner of a Pentagon estate, had the future in mind for a project that will be closer to the gate. And there we have at least over 100 acres of land. That is very much, we have 3 acres. Is it 3 or 4 acres there that we have there? So, but we are not, we agreed to do the project together on that 100 acres of land. So that means that whatever the building we are doing now is on mainland park regal. And that is the undeveloped expanse of land that begins from the gate down to where the development now begins. So what we have there is over 100 acres of land, all covered with C of O. Who registered that? There, we are going to be selling land and we're also going to be selling buildings. We are doing buildings there. Where we the particular spot where we pitched our tents the other time when we launched that place, that's where we are going to be having the first set of buildings. But on the other end, that's where we are going to be selling lands. So now let me now explain that. Let me talk about the land sales for now. At Mainland Park Regal, that's MPR. So if I say Mainland Park Regal, you understand that's the part that begins from the estate, from the main estate gate and terminates to the middle estate gate. So for Mainland Park Regal, we are going to be selling land and we are also going to be selling buildings. And our buildings, don't worry, I'm going to get to that as time goes on. But for the land, there, our residential plus there is 44 million naira. Please listen to me again. The whole expanse of land there for both MPR and NPC is 678 hectares, all covered by C of O. So for Mainland Park Regal, Land there, residential plot is 44 million naira. While commercial plot there is 80 million naira. Yeah, for mainland regal. 44 million naira for residential plot, while commercial plot is 80 million naira. So I will explain that. But when you now go to mainland Park City, don't forget we are not doing buildings there. We only sell land in MPC. So land in MPC for the residential is 16 million naira. It's 16 million naira for residential. Why for commercial is 33 million naira. Take note of that. So that means that the land sales there is of two types, and depending on where it is located, either MPR or MPC. If it is MPR, it begins from the gates. That's the expanse of land, undeveloped expanse of land that we have, starting from the gates. That 2-1 residential plot for the sake of those that are just joining us is 44 million naira for residential, while commercial is 80 million naira. But for the MPC, that is the part that begins from the middle gate in the estate. There we only sell land. What we have there is 16 million for residential, while commercial is 33. I haven't explained that. Let me talk about the statutory for the land. The statutory for land in MPR, that's mainland park regal, is 1.4 for documentation. 1.4 for documentation, but for development is 3.5 million. So that means that altogether that would be like 5.9 million. That's the total for statutory. As far as MPR is concerned, that is 5.9 million altogether. 3.5 million for development levy, while 1.4 is for documentation. Okay.
LMD, can you hear me?
All right, I'm with you. So I can hear you audibly well.
Please repeat that, Doc? Can you please repeat the documentation fee for the mainland park regal?
Mainland park regal. For mainland park regal, the documentation fee is 1.4. And when you say documentation fee, that includes registered survey and deed of assignment. So that is 1.4 million. But for the development levy, in both sides is 3.5. So that means that if you are talking about mainland park regal, 3.5 million for development levy, and while 1.4 million documentation. So altogether for mainland park regal, it's 5.9 million for statutory. Is that copied? Do you understand?
Yes, sir. For both commercial and residential, right? I'm asking.
Yes.
Is it for both residential and commercial? All right, great.
No. The actual documentation or statutory for commercial attract 25% extra charge.
Of the land cost?
Of the land cost, yes.
All right, sir.
You understand it now?
Yes, sir.
So, I'm going to explain that. Let me now go to MPC. What is the mainland park city? There, for documentation, that is 60,000 naira. Let's just put it approximately 960,000 naira for documentation. And don't forget, documentation includes development levy. Survey, register survey, and legal the documents. That is deed of assignment. But for the development there too, it's 3.5 million because the same material we use for development in MPCR is the same thing that is also obtainable in MPC. So it's the same, 3.5 million. So when you add that together, that is around 4-point-something million. So for MPC, if you are buying, anyone that is buying land there, and don't forget the commercial for commercial plots. The statutory for commercial plots in MPC also attracts 25% of the total land cost. So I think that is also understood by everyone. So that's about land. And don't forget, like I told you that where we are only going to be having buildings, it's on MPR. That's what we are going to be having building. And we have different clusters of building projects there. We have one bedroom apartment. We have two bedroom apartments. We have one bedroom that we call it Citrus one bedroom. We have Citrus two bedroom apartment. Citrus one bedroom apartment goes for 27 million. Why Citrus two bedroom apartment? Don't worry, we are going to put out all these things on the platform. We have a slide that all those things. We are still going to put it out for
So, I
those
think
that
I'm
hear
showing the
about it.
slide.
But at least you still
Sorry,
need to
sir.
hear from me. Just for
I'm
okay, you're
showing
showing
the
the
slide.
slide.
I'm
Okay, I
trying
did not
to
even
show
look
the
at my
slide.
phone.
I
Don't
don't know
worry.
if they can
I'm
see.
inside the
Can you
car.
see
I
it?
just came back from okay.
But
I
Madam
don't think
Tosin, it's
that all
better
of
we
them
have
can
the
see you.
slide
But no,
ourselves.
don't worry, sir. We are still going to put it out. You are still going to put this. You are still going to post it on all groups. Don't worry. So Citrus one bedroom is 27 million naira. That's contemporary apartment that is sitting on 32 square meters. We also have other Citrus two bedroom apartment. All these ones are apartments. So, and that one goes for 58 million naira. Citrus two bedroom apartments. That is 58 million naira. We have Citrus two bedroom FF. Now, let me explain that to you. What is different? The difference between Citrus two bedroom GF and Citrus two bedroom FF. Now, for the Citrus two bedroom GF, if we check it very well, there are some things that we have in the FF that are not in the GF. Yes, there are some things that are in the FF that are not in the GF. So it's just talking about the internal designs. The difference is just the internal designs. So for the Citrus 2 GF, that is 58 million naira. It's 58 million naira, but both of them have the same word now square meters. The space there is 76.7 square meters for both Citrus 2 bedroom and Citrus 2 bedroom GF and Citrus 2 bedroom FF. But mind you, the prices are different depending on the kind of designs that is found in both. But for Citrus two bedroom GF, that one does not have a more sophisticated design like that of Citrus two FF. So, but for Citrus two GF, like I said, is 58 million naira. Citrus two FF, that one is 64 million naira. Please let that be fully well inculcated. And we also have what now duplexes. We have a four-bedroom semi-detached. We have two types there. We have four-bedroom semi-detached. That is Walnut Classic 01. We tag all these building structures, different names. The building types, we put them in different names so that people can remember them for those names. So when you remember the word citrus, we are talking about one bedroom and two bedroom. So when you talk about semi-detached, you talk about what Walnut Classic. And that Walnut Classic, we have it as Walnut Classic 0.1 and Walnut Classic 02 rather. So Walnut Classic 01, that is four-bedroom semi-detached. And that one goes for 106 million naira. Four-bedroom semi-detached. That is Walnut Classic 01. That is four-bedroom semi-detached. 106 million naira. But for Walnut Classic 02, that is four-bedroom terrace. This one is not detached. It's terrace. Is 105 million naira. And if you understand what terrace is, that is when you have the two buildings that are more than two together. So that's terrace. That's 105 million. So the difference in price between semi-detached and terrace is 1 million naira, just 1 million naira. So that's about Walnut Classic. But for the other ones, we have what the Walnut Luxury. That's five-bedroom terrace duplex. That is 133 million naira. Because of time, I think I need to be rush all those things. And for Olive Collection, although we are still looking at this type of building, we are not sure if we are going to come up with this one. But at least for the record of for the sake of keeping record, we have what four-bedroom semi-detached BQ with it plus BQ. This one has BQ attached to it. So this is the only one that has plus BQ. And this one goes for 151 million naira. That is Olive Collection. Like I said the other time, we're not sure if you're going to be coming up with this building type. Because for now, we still have it on our list. But for the other ones, I think basically these are the things, the types of buildings we are going to be putting out at the mainland park regal. Please don't forget Citrus 1 bedroom, Citrus 2 bedroom, GF, Citrus 2 bedroom, FF, Walnut Classic 01, Walnut Classic 02, Walnut Luxury, and we also have Olive Connection. So these are the types of buildings we are going to be having at Regal, Mainland Park Regal. So I've said all this about the prices and other things that I strongly believe that is essential for you to know before you start selling this product. Now, let me talk about another part of this project that is very, very important that will really help you to to experience mega deals, and that's about landmarks. Because I realize that a lot of people are not fully aware of the landmark of Mainland Park projects. Let me say this to you. From our calculation, we realize that from Mainland Park Regal to Ikeja Muritala Airport is just barely 35 minutes. That is, if there's no traffic, barely 30. In fact, some people said this was 25 minutes, but I personally confirmed that, and I realized that it's 35 minutes. But depending on how you want to speed on the emotion. So, but from my own end, I realized that from that place to Muritala Mohammed Airport in Ikeja is just 35 minutes. And if you check this from this Milan Park project down to what's it called? Bega. From Milan Park Estate to Bega, it's just barely 15 minutes, or even less than 15 minutes. If there is no traffic, it's less than 15 minutes. And from the estate to the road now to the main road is less than 5 minutes. So all these things are meant to be put in your deliverables, especially when you are you are marketing people. You must let them know, you must give them the travel time from the mainland estate to all these major landmarks. Because when we are talking about what are major landmarks, you can connect. People want to know the distance between the project to airport, because airport is very, very important to a lot of people. Because a lot of people want to travel by air, and so they want to look at the travel time where they are going to be staying to the airport. So if you give them this one, it will give them the overview. It will make them to understand that this project is not far. It's not far from the airport. That's number one. And considering Bega, Bega is where Lagos State terminates before we now begin Ogun State. So if people are complaining that Ogun State is you don't have a project in Lagos State, let them know that the distance from Mainland Park Estate to Bega, where Lagos State stops, is just less than 15 minutes. And some of them, if you can tell them that, because they will have it in their mind that, you know that there are some places in Lagos, because I know too well, if I stay on the mainland, if you want to travel from mainland to Aja, I spend sometimes 1 hour, 30 minutes. So that means that within the Lagos, you can even use 1 hour, 30 minutes. So, but we are not talking about a place that is from Lagos to Ogun State, that the travel time between the Lagos, from Bega to that place is less than 15 minutes. So invariably, you are telling them that the travel time is shorter as compared to some places even in Lagos. So these are key points you have to use in selling that product. Please let me repeat it for the sake of those that care. From Mainland Park Estate to Ikeja, Muritala Airport, International Airport, is less than 35 minutes or 35 minutes max. So Bega is less than 15 minutes. And it's not too far from Redeem, because redemption camp there is just less than 2 to 3 minutes to the what's it called? To the road that leads to the estate. From Redeem to the site is just 7 minutes. 7 minutes max. For redemption camp to the site is 7 minutes. So all these things, if you put all this landmark in your sales, in your content, I'm telling you, we'll see a lot of people that will rush you. Let me give you an instance. Something happened some days ago. I think 4 days ago or 5 days ago. Someone put a call through. He was asking me about Mainland Park projects, and I was able to do this with the person. Lo and behold, that person is ready to buy 5 units of 1-bedroom apartment, citrus apartment, because I was able to give that person the travel time from the Mainland Park Estate to other notable locations. So please do not hesitate to put all this llama, the travel time of these major locations in your content when you are marketing anyone. So that's about that. And now let's also consider the establishment of all these spiritual water camp centers around Milan Park. And that is the icing on the cake. Please, we did our calculation because we went on research. We realized that we have over 40 campgrounds along Ibadan Expressway. So which means that this project is a good buy for any investor. Please, I want us to take note of something, especially for those of us that want to start marketing this product and you want to cash out big time from this product. Please have this in mind. Don't only market people on the residential use of this project. Give them the clause of investment. In fact, be loud on investment more than residential use on this product. Because let me be realistic with you. I did a research not quite long, and I realized that majority of the people that want that kind of place is for investment, not for living, not for residential. It's only microscopic few that wants to live in that estate. But when you preach, or when you pitch the clause of investment, if you tell them about investment, in that is what they stand to benefit if they invest their money there. Because why? We have over 40 spiritual campgrounds. Even Muslims campgrounds are there. And apart from that, this location also have the highest record of higher institutions, private institutions, as compared to other locations in Lagos and Ogun State. It has the highest location, and it has the highest number of private institutions. So what does that mean to you? It means that if you use the notion of pitching investment was now purpose on this project to anyone, I'm telling you, you will have a lot of people that will subscribe quickly into these water projects. And they will be buying. You know, we made mention of something the other time when we launched the product. I have a realtor. We are almost close on that deal now because we have been going back and forth on the negotiations. But at the end of the day, we've been able to reach 90% on that transaction. By the special grace of God, by the help of God, we are closing in next week or in 2 weeks' time. Someone wanted to buy 100 units, and that person is a pastor. Is a pastor from Redemption Camp. I'm giving some of you clues so that you know where you are going to. You go and join them in services. You can go there. You can print your own flyer. Don't wait for anybody's flyer. Print your own flyer and go to all those spiritual camps. There's a place we call Asheshe. Asheshe is closer to that to the estate. You know that there was a time like that. Christ Embassy Camp is closer to Asheshe. Do you know that a point in when Christ Embassy did the program not quite long? Everybody all the people that have short-let apartments within that corridor sold out on their short-let apartments. Everybody there. In fact, it got to a point that people started calling one of my friends that has a short-let apartment. I think he has up to like 5 or 6 there. He said people started calling that they were begging him for money. Some of them rented out the place for 6 months. Because I realized that they did a program that lasted for almost 6 months or something. They rented that place for 6 months. So you can imagine if Redeem, when anytime they're having their spiritual programs and all that, you know that most of the time, Redeem is always jam-packed with a lot of people. In fact, sometimes we can have the record of 20 million people. So 20 million and Redemption Camp, the number of houses they have there to accommodate people is very, very low. In fact, we did a research. We realized that the accommodation that Redeem provides for people that are coming for their programs is less than, read my lips, is less than 4,000. And if you have that 20 million, because someone told me, he said it's less than 4,000. So if you now have over 20 people coming for a project, and most of the time their programs last for 1 week. So where are those people going to stay? So that means that the kind of structure, the building we are going to be having in mainland park can all majorly be used for short-let apartments. And there are people in this country that have the money, but it's just that they don't have anybody to tell them where they can put their money for them to have a good return on their investment. It is one of the ways. It is one of the project you can tell people to come and put their money. So like I said, that pastor opted for 100 units of the apartment. It was later we got to know that the man wanted to use them for shortlets because the pastor you redeem. So please, I wanted to use this opportunity and to pitch the product more on investment clause. As regard, I mean, more than the residential use. It's very, very important. I'm giving some of you clips now, and I want you to start using it in your content. And as a matter of fact, let me also shock you with this one. Let me tell you this. I don't want to know the number of realtors that are on this project that will not sell. If you use this link, if you go through this route of investment purpose, I don't want to know. If you are more than 14,000, everybody can sell, because the number of spiritual camps or grounds that are there, you know all of them. You know their followers now. Their followers are pretty much. So please, I wanted to use that area. And another area, point that I also want to take note of, if you want to develop your content to sell the product, is the number of companies that are there. The number of companies that are there. Record has it that location has the highest number apart from what is it called? Agbara Igbesa. Agbara Igbesa in Ogun State has the highest number of companies. The second location where you also have highest number of companies is that location, Ibadan Expressway. If you know the number of companies that are established around this location, they are pretty much. So what am I trying to say there? Tell you in a nutshell. So I'm only opening your eyes to how you can sell the product using investment purpose, majorly more than residential. So with all this being said, I want to believe that you now understand how you can position yourself to sell this property very well. Number one, you understand the pricing now. You understand the statutory for each project. And number two, you now know the travel time from that estate to other major locations. Number three, you know the number of spiritual camps that are there, both Muslims and Christians, and you also know the number of companies that are established around that location. So that means that mainland park is a good buy for investors majorly. A good buy. Lastly, let me quickly say this. Let me talk about the amenities provided in the estate. You know, that estate is already a livable estate. It's a fully functional estate, because the majority of us saw it that day. Water is already installed, and if you check that place very well, the road design, you will realize that the road is very wide and is interlocked. So the same thing is what we are going to be experiencing where we are going to build our buildings and all that. The same amenities will be provided there. In fact, we have even included some other amenities like recreation centers. We didn't have that in mind before, but in our last meeting on Thursday, we put that in our arrangement that we are also going to be having recreational center at the mainland park Rega. So which gives it more facelift as far as that project is concerned. So check the road, everything is interlocked. You can never see flood in mainland park. That day, everybody also experienced it. It rained cats and dogs. It rained cats and dogs, and that place wasn't flooded. So that's to let you know that the drainage system there, everything is well laid out. Well laid out. Electricity there is underground. So what more do people really want? And you see, you experienced the ambience that day. You saw that place. That place is good for people that embezzle money to go and hide, because it's very, very quiet. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that, being immorous with that. Anyways, so I love that ambience because it's very quiet. It's a place that people that the lovers of what a quiet environment can stay. So electricity there is underground electricity. That's what they have there. And please, you must also know that they have light there very well. The electricity there is always available. because we found out that, and the water there is not like the one that is experienced on the island. The water there is good water. This is not the water that is mixed with other minerals and all that. This one, is mainland now. Mainland have got a good ground. You understand, for things like this. So the water is okay and everything. So what they have there is not central water system. Each house will have its own water. Each house we have its own borehole. So that's how we design it. No, this is not the situation whereby you're going to be having a central water system. No, we are not doing that there. Each house we have its own borehole. And aside that, currently we have some buildings that are already for sales. Although we sold out 4 units of recent, I think is it 4 at 6 now? 6 units have been sold among the ones that are already available. There are some buildings there that some of you went to go and take video on and all that. So now we only have 8 of them that are available. We have 2 bedrooms, 1 bedroom. I mean, there are 4 bedroom bungalows, and we also have 3 bedroom bungalows. And these are the ones we have currently there that people can pay in now and parking. So we only have 8 units of that. But aside that, once the 8 units are exhausted, so that means that we now be considering off-plan projects, and which we want to start any moment from now. I think with what I've said so far about Mainland Park, I believe that everyone now understands how you can position yourself in the marketplace and pitch the product majorly to investors. Preach the gospel of sublet apartment to them, because sublet apartment within that corridor is crazy. I must be realistic with you. It's crazy. They sell like water, and that's just it. Even companies that employ a lot of other people in their company and all that, people come there and stay inside Milan Park. I'm telling you, all these company workers, majority of them, and some of them can even buy the house too to stay in. So, but above all, let the message of investment be preached to people. Let it be said to people more than residential use. I think with what I've said so far, I believe I've been able to decipher everything on Mainland Park project. Any question on that before we move to Wellness City Farm? Any question?
Thank you very
Yes.
much, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, does anyone have question on the Mainland City products, Mainland City Park products? So please,
Yes,
if you have
I have a
questions,
lot of questions. Thank you so much,
okay,
MG, for this wonderful
okay, sir.
section. I don't know if I can go ahead with my question now.
No,
All
you can
right.
go ahead, sir. You can
Yes,
go
you
ahead.
can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you
Any
so
other
much
person
once
can
again.
just raise their hand,
Okay.
so that yeah.
For this wonderful section. In fact, this has brought a lot of clarity about the project. So thank you so
Okay.
much, sir. The question
Welcome,
I
sir.
have is about. Let me start with the partnership, because we
Okay.
know that this project is not solely depend on Lincoln City property, and
Okay.
we want to know
Okay.
about what most clients, what they are particular about most times is delivery. So
Okay.
I don't know this company. I don't know how, maybe the assurance that you can give us that they are going to deliver, because we don't want a situation whereby they will give a time frame of 12 months and at the end of the day they will not be able to deliver and will now be going back and forth and all. So that is my first question. So the second question is that the last time we went for the launching, we didn't have all this information. In fact, some of them we are just going up and down. We don't even know what to do and all that. But now that we have gotten all the information that we need to push this product, is there an arrangement for us to go back to site and make our marketing video? That is the second question. Then the third question I have is that you said they have already built a house that we can sell. You mentioned one bedroom bungalow, 2-bedroom bungalow, and all that. So I don't know if we can get those information in our hand, like we can have the information with us. So whenever we have the opportunity, maybe somebody they need that kind of a topology, it can be easily accessible to us. So those are my questions, sir. Thank you so much once again.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, the first question. You want to understand the tone of our partnership, the partnership details and all that. Now, let me say this to you, sir. Our partnership, like I will always be saying that is strategic. Strategic in the sense that we are using it for many things. We are using it for projects in Abuja as I speak with you. And we are also using it in projects in London. But I just have to open up that to you just for you to understand what is going on. So that's why I said that our partnership is strategic. But for the sake of what the mainland park, for the purpose of mainland park, let me explain that to you. The partnership actually requires the three of us to put something on the table. Now, even the project, the construction of the project that we handed over, the reason why, I said it categorically the other time when we the launch. I said it then that we chose, the way I carefully crafted that we chose somebody to be the head, not because of the fact that he gave us that land, because we found out that he embraced us into that partnership, and we believe that he's more experienced than us as far as this project is concerned, because it was the one that he had done one before, and he's another one. So in that wise, if you are talking about in terms of what now, the construction and every other thing, all hands are on deck. Though we have engineering company that is going to do that project, which we are also aware of. We had a meeting with them on Thursday. Was it on Thursday or Wednesday? We had a meeting with them on Thursday, on Wednesday. So we made clear to them is this delivery clause. Because I understand that a lot of realtors have gotten their fingers burnt in the time past, especially dealing with some other company. These are the reasons why we are coming together to share burdens, so that the burden will not be on one person. Because what we discovered is that, especially from those that are the companies that are doing projects like this, most of the time they share the burden alone, and at some point some of them get what now stopped. So, but now we are not having what now three companies coming together. I don't think that we can have that. And that's number one. So our delivery date still stands 6 months. If anyone completes payment, if you complete payments at most 6 months, 6 months you must get your building. And we still reiterated on that the last time we had meeting. In fact, we have a roadmap to make that happen. There's already a roadmap. And let me now say this, because although I wouldn't have loved to say this, but for the sake of clarity and all that, we are also outsourcing fund to do this project, even without depending on people's fund. As I speak with you, there is a particular fund that we are outsourcing that is going to be available anytime soon. So that will make us to be. If you look at it, okay, look at what we are saying now. We told you that there are some buildings already built there. So that's to let you know that at some point, the man didn't wait for anybody to give them money to build. So if it could do that, we can replicate it here too, and that's our plan to do. So we are not waiting for even off-plan sale. If off-plan sale comes in now, it's good for us. I must be factual with you. It will add up. But that's not even the focus. So, but our delivery date still stands to be at 6 months. And let me say this to you: if anyone completes payment, that 6 months is at maximum. Our delivery time is we chose it to be 3 months, but at most 6 months. Everybody, we are not going to extend anything to and we are going to stay on the project to make sure that is possible. And we've drawn out a plan, a schematic diagram to make that happen. So, but the second question about, I think it was the second question, Self. What was the second question? Because I remember you said something about going to the site to go and do your video. That's not a problem.
Yeah,
in fact, we even want to.
Okay. The second question is that the last time we went for the launching, so we didn't have all this information. But now that we have gotten the information that we need
going to the site
to push the product. So is there an arrangement for us to go back to site?
Of
we
course.
might not go in bulk. We might not go like together. Maybe we can, since we have a lot of group in Lincoln City property, so we can just decide that, okay, this week Real Estate Achievers Network, where you are the one going, so we go make our marketing video, then start pushing the product properly.
Okay. Let me tell you this: we have already designed a plan to especially to relate with stakeholders or possibly, in fact, as a matter of fact, I have a plan for GOE. And I don't know if other companies are also going to come up like that and all that. So because GOE solicited for the space, the day for them to go there, to pack their members to go there. And I said, no problem, choose your date. But as far as you are concerned, after this meeting, I'm going to relate with Ms. Toasting. So that means that we are going to design the flyer for inspection to that place, especially for those that want to go there. Then we can arrange, since everyone now understands the project better now, so we can arrange inspection days for different groups, especially those that we know that they have no good number. We can collapse them with other ones and all that, so that everyone will go there and do the video. That's not a problem. So after this meeting, I will relate with Ms. Tosin, although we already have it in our plan to design a flyer for inspection as far as mainland park project is concerned. I think that has answered your question, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the third question, you not answer. The third question is, we have some houses that have been built already. So I don't know if you can get those
You want details
information
on
as
that?
well.
Details. Of course, we'll send it to
The
you on platform.
details
We'll send it
ahead.
on the platform. The ones that
All
are
right, sir.
available, we'll send it on the platform. We'll send
All
it to
right,
you on
sir.
the platform. And yeah, anytime you want to go there, peradventure, we have anyone in your groups or whatever that wants to go to that site, let them get in touch with you. We have a site manager in that place that have been assigned for us that
Okay.
can take them there and give them all the downloads they want about the project. So that's about that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Yes, sir. So any other question? The time is fast spent already.
All right. I don't think nobody has raised up their hand, so I don't think we have any other question again.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe we can
I
move to
think
Wellness Farm City, sir.
well, Francis, I only do that just for 3 minutes because I just parked my car somewhere doing this video. So I'm coming from a meeting, so I just have to quickly do this. Okay, for Wellness Farm City is an hybrid project. Hybrid project in the sense that is we are having a mixture of what now, farm and residential city together. But the thing there is this: a lot of people thought that we are trying to bring farm and residential apart together. No, we are not. There's a separation, but we are just putting we are doing both in the city. So we are having a farm. We have developed a city whereby we have a farm, and at the same time we also have a residential part, but not put together. There's a road that separates them in between. So it's actually a project of 200 acres of land already paid for. We've cleared the payment on the project. And by the special grace of God, we are going to start developing that place as far as we are concerned. So we've moved to site already yesterday, and we want to also do one or two things before we start posting a lot of things about Wellness City. So, but for the sake of knowing, having the good details or full details about the project, is an hybrid project of farm cluster and with residential cluster. So, but for the farm part, the farm water layout, we've secluded 180 acres for farm. So that's to let you know that the project is basically or majorly farm city. Why residential part, we have just only 20 acres for 20 residential. And once the number of acres are exhausted in both clusters, we don't move. So, and the way we design the farm city, the farm cluster is also divided into different farms. We have poultry farms already given a particular number of acres. We have livestock. We have water. So once these clusters are exhausted, once these farms are exhausted, different farms in the farm city are exhausted, we will put it out that if it is poultry farm that is sold out, we'll put it out that poultry farm is sold out. So if anyone wants to do a poultry farm or wants to buy plots of land or acres of land for poultry use, we'll tell them that it's sold out. So that's how we design the farm city. But for the residential, the reason why we are combining residential I mean, we are doing residential with farm in a city called Wellness Farm Cities because we realized over time out close to their farm. So we now realize that instead of not providing that farm city where people can have the opportunity to buy a plot, either one or two plots in the residential one cluster, to build their farmhouse and stay there anytime they want to do farming in their farm. So which means that people that buy farms there can still buy residential plots for farmhouse or for their workers that want to be doing farming for them. This is what we didn't include in tyranny farms because we are only selling farmland. So we are not having farmhouse, we are not workers on the farmland in mind. So we just have to correct that defect with Wellness Farm City, where you can have farm clusters with residential clusters. But like I said, the way it is designed, there's going to be gatehouse there. It's a gated community. It's a gated farm community. We are going to fence the whole place round. And that project, we are very, very serious about that project to fence it all round. And we are going to put a gatehouse there. The design is already out. You can see that in the 3D video. So the way it's designed, there are going to be two gates there. One entrance at the exit. And there's going to be the road path that divide the residential from the farm cluster. Residential is going to be on the right-hand side, while the farm cluster will be on the left-hand side. And the reason why we did that is that, for farm, you can't put farm and residential cluster together because of predators. Because what we were actually looking in mind before until we redesign it later is that we were thinking maybe someone can buy 1 acre of land and put one plot and shelve one plot aside for residential. You realize that predators can kill that person. So in that wise, we just decided that, okay, if we want to go by the right way, I think the best thing for us to do is to have a residential part separated, fully separated from the farm cluster. And that's where we have the road that will come from the gatehouse that will terminate to the end of the road now, other parts of the project. So that means that the road will be the one that will separate the residential from the farmland. So in a simple way, Wellness Farm City is just an hybrid project where we have other farm clusters and residential clusters. Like I said, don't forget the farm cluster, we've secluded 180 acres for farm. So that means that the project is more of farming than the residential because the residential is just 20 acres. Thank you very much. But for the price and every other thing, I think you can get all those ones on the platform. So, and if you have any other question, let me say this thing, this one finally. For statutory, because we want to develop this one, not like Tyranny Farms that we leave it open. This one is just when you buy your own farm there in Tyranny Farm, you can fence it yourself. That's how we designed Tyranny. But for this one will be controlled by us. We are fencing everything from the outside down to the end part of the water of the land. We are fencing it all around. So in that way, since that we have a layer that we want to use for this one, it is very, very sacrosanct at this point for people to know that what is obtainable there is not provisional copy survey. It is red copy survey. So in that wise, we also realize that if you want to make it better, because people will be buying in acres and hectares, and you can't tell them to pay statutory for one plot. To calculate their statutory with one plot. So that means that if anyone buys 1 acre, you are going to be multiplying that by 6. So in that wise, we said, okay, let's do something that will encourage people to subscribe into. So in that case, we now give out discount, a whopping amount discount for 1 acre. 1 acre is 40%. Anyone who buys 1 acre there, instead of paying a lot for statutory, so we are giving them 40% discount on their statutory. But for 1 hectare, we are giving out 50% slash on their price as far as statutory fee is concerned. So I think this information is very important. I disseminate it. So thank you very much. But for other information you want to know, you can get them on the flyer or the FAQ. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
All right. Thank you very
All
much,
right.
sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Julius, you have a program. I know. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone. So if you have more questions concerning Wellness Farm City or Mainland Park, you can put it on your group chat, or you could also send a message to the company. If you had their Gmail, or you could call the customer care. You can also reach us on our social media platforms. So, and we will answer all your questions. So thank you very much, sir, for taking out of your precious time or your busy schedule to give us this product knowledge. And I want to appreciate everyone that took out of their precious time to attend. And I know that we all have a better understanding now of Mainland Park and Wellness Farm City. And I wish us all massive sales, massive commission, and massive making of money. So thank you everyone for joining, and the meeting has ended. All right, thank you. Bye everyone.
Bye. Bye.